This is Platypus, reading Matriarchy Machine for Medusa Rising. Matriarchy Machine. Evan discovered gynarchy on the internet the way most people discover bad ideas. At 2:14 a.m., dehydrated, convinced he was about to uncover truth. By morning, he had opinions. He began capitalizing random words. Woman, mother, she, her. He typed them like sacred relics, as if autocorrect itself should bow. He practiced saying, "Yes, ma'am," in the mirror, smiling beatifically, the way one might approach a tiger with a flower crown. His first field test was at a coffee shop. The barista, tired, pierced, running on 3 hours of sleep, asked, "Name?" Evan clasped his hands. "Thank you, divine matriarch." She stared at him. "Name?" "Yes, ma'am." She squinted. "You can just say your name." "Of course, she who—" "Sir," she said flatly, "I will put Steve on this cup if you don't speak normally." He said Evan. Progress was slow. Evan took his new philosophy everywhere. He initiated conversations with random women at bus stops about female supremacy, as if it were a new crypto coin. He asked if they wanted to rule him. He asked, quietly, but not quietly enough, if anyone wanted to step on him symbolically. No one did. What did happen was that women began to gather. It started accidentally, like most revolutions. At the library, Evan approached a table of women studying ecology, labor law, midwifery, and urban planning. He bowed slightly. "I honor the divine feminine," he announced. One of them, Maya, looked up over her glasses. "Cool, you're blocking the light." Another, Denise, added, "Also, you're whisper shouting." "I'm a devotee of the matriarchy," Evan said proudly. "I believe women should be worshipped." Silence. Then laughter. Not mean laughter, the tired, surgical kind. "Okay," said Ruth, the eldest among them, closing her notebook. "Sit down." Evan sat. Immediately. Happily. "First lesson," Ruth said. "We don't want worship. We want competence." "Second," Denise said, "stop capitalizing us. We're not Pokemon." "Third," Maya added, "if you bring up female supremacy to strangers, you're not doing politics. You're doing improv. Badly." They kept him. Not literally. No chains, no boots, just questions. Who does the dishes in your house? Who taught you that saying "yes, ma'am" is respectful? Why do you think power is sexy instead of practical? Can you name 5 women who organize food systems? Why are you whispering again? Evan tried to perform submission. They gave him chores. He tried to kneel. They handed him a clipboard. He tried to talk about being ruled. They asked him to read about inheritance law in matrilineal societies, then quizzed him. "This feels less fun," he admitted one day. "Good," said Ruth. "Fun isn't the point." Weeks passed. Evan stopped capitalizing women. He stopped saying "yes, ma'am" unless he actually meant yes. He learned that most women do not want to dominate strangers. They want men to notice trash day, childcare schedules, and zoning laws. One afternoon, Evan arrived breathless. "I think I get it," he said. "Oh?" Maya asked. "Matriarchy isn't about me submitting," he said. "It's about women not having to manage me. They nodded. That's it, Denise said. You're deprogramming. Evan looked relieved, also slightly disappointed. So, no stepping? Ruth smiled. If you want someone to step on you, use consent. If you want matriarchy, do the work. Evan picked up the recycling on his way out. The machine hummed on. Matriarchy Machine continued. Respect calibration mode. The women decided Evan was ready for Module 2. This module did not involve kneeling, vows, or symbolic groveling. It involved chairs, sitting upright, eye contact, an alarming amount of calm. Maya corrected him first, gently. Actually, that study you cited was retracted in 2018. Evan felt the old reflex kick in. Heat in the chest, the urge to explain himself sideways, to soften it with a joke, to defend. Instead, he stopped, breathed, tried something new. Oh, you're right. Thank you. The room went quiet. Denise slowly put down her pen. See that right there. Ruth nodded. No sulk, no tone, no wounded ego spirals, just receipt and adjustment. Evan blinked. That's it? That's it, Maya said. Respect doesn't need choreography. Later that week, he slipped again. Yes, ma'am, he said automatically when Maya asked him to move his bag off the table. She raised an eyebrow. Just one. How about, she said, instead of yes, ma'am, you say yes, Maya. I'm not your principal, and you're not 8. He flushed. Right, sorry, yes, Maya. Better, she said. You don't age women up to show respect, you just respect us. What if we have him say aye aye, Captain, instead? That'd be great fun, Denise added with a grin. Then came the title lesson. Evan was drafting an email to a city committee. Dear Miss Alvarez. Ruth appeared over his shoulder like a librarian ghost. Nope. Evan froze. Ms.? Yes, Ms. MS exists because women got tired of being socially categorized by whether a man had claimed them yet. Denise leaned in. Using Miss is like asking for a marital status before saying hello. Maya grinned, which, unless you're my aunt at Thanksgiving, is unnecessary. Evan corrected it, carefully, reverently, but not weirdly reverently. Progress. The Matriarchy Machine ran diagnostics constantly. When Evan interrupted Denise mid-sentence, he caught himself. Sorry, go ahead. Not, sorry if, not, I just meant, not, can I finish? Just space. Denise smiled. Thank you. When Maya explained something he already knew, he didn't say, actually. He said, yeah, that matches what I've seen. Alignment without dominance, Ruth said approvingly. Gold star. One afternoon, Evan asked, cautiously, so if it's not about worship, what is the respectful posture? Ruth thought for a moment. Assume women know what they're talking about. Don't make us manage your feelings about being corrected. Take women seriously, even when we're calm. Especially when we're calm. And don't perform feminism like it's a costume. Denise added, also, if you mess up, fix it faster than you explain it. Maya smirked. And stop asking if we're mad. We'll tell you. Evan wrote it all down. Not like scriptures, like instructions. At the end of the day, Evan realized something unsettling. This version of respect didn't make him feel small. It made him feel competent, which, it turned out, was exactly the point. The machine purred. Matriarchy Machine, final patch. Service without theater. They rolled Evan into the last lesson without ceremony. No circle, no notebooks, just a kitchen. The trash was full. The sink had opinions. Maya glanced at the bin and said, casually, the way women usually do when we're not performing for anyone, "It would be great if the trash got taken out today." Evan nodded and didn't move. 5 minutes passed. Denise watched him carefully. "You hear her?" "Yes," Evan said. "I'm just waiting." "For what?" Ruth asked. "The directive," he said sheepishly. "Like, do it now, or something more degrading," Maya offered. He winced. "Yeah." Ruth laughed, not unkindly. "Ah, there it is. The porn brain." Denise leaned against the counter. "You've been trained to hear women only when we're playing a character. Bossy, cruel, hypersexual, obey me pig nonsense." Maya folded her arms. "But when we speak normally, collaborative, polite, practical, you don't register it as important." Evan's stomach dropped. "So when I say, I recommend that you, or it would help if," Maya continued, "that's not weakness. That's how leadership actually sounds." Ruth added, "Matriarchal speech isn't about barking. It's about instruction without macho bullying." Silence. Then Evan stood up and took out the trash. No drama. No kneeling. No eye contact like he was awaiting praise. Just done. Denise smiled. "Now that was service. Thank you." Later, Evan admitted it out loud. "I think I wanted submission because I was tired of being in charge all the time, or pretending I was." Ruth nodded. "Patriarchy exhausts men by forcing them to inflate themselves," Maya said softly. "And it exhausts women by forcing us to manage that inflation." Evan swallowed. "I thought submission meant being humiliated." Denise shook her head. "That's not submission. That's spectacle." Ruth finished it for him. "True submission is surrendering the need to dominate the room, the need to be right, the need to be centered." Evan felt something loosen, something old, loud, defensive. For the first time, he didn't feel smaller. He felt aligned. Weeks later, someone corrected him in a meeting. He said to her calmly, "You're right, thank you." A woman asked for help, politely, the way women do. He heard it. He acted. No script, no fantasy, no performance, just trust. He had found what he was actually seeking all along. Not domination, not humiliation, but surrender. A clean, quiet surrender of the ego, and a place, at last, within real female leadership, steady as the tide.